Hi, I'm Beryl, and the theme for today's video is egg dishes. And before we get into it, I just want to say this. I had an overwhelming amount of chicken egg dishes recommended, and not a one fish egg dish, insect egg dish. I think I saw one salted duck egg, but that was it. You guys, there are more than just chicken eggs out there, so I almost would say, this is the chicken egg episode. The artist today is Julia Hendrickson. She does these really cool watercolors, and then she puts salt on them, and then kind of lets the paint do what it will, and it ends up with these kind of Arctic landscapes. I really like them, and I was excited to have her submit some pieces to be in the backgrounds today. I wanted to let you all know that book club is happening. I'm letting my sister borrow the book, so I will put a photo up. We're reading The Unwanted by Don Brown, and he is going to be joining our book club on April 17th to talk about the book and about illustrating it, which I'm so excited about. This is really cool. I picked this book because it's been 10 years since the Syrian war started, so I thought that this would be a good book to read to just talk about and remember the experiences that people have gone through over the past decade. With that, let's pivot aggressively and start making egg dishes.
Hi, my name is Megan. I'm originally Irish, but I live in Hampshire in the UK at the moment. So the dish I want to share with you today is called Dippy Eggs and Soldiers. It's a beloved childhood classic. I think you'd be hard pressed to find someone around here who wouldn't know what it is. It's a soft boiled egg.
Son of a bitch.
It's a soft boiled egg. You lop the top off the egg and you get some toast. You butter the toast, cut it into strips. I like to make the strips about the size of my thumb because I find that goes into the top of the egg nicely. And then you just dip the toast into the egg. Done. The flavour is kind of like a cacophony of salty and fatty and velvety and really rich. It's 3 really simple ingredients allowed to shine and allowed to be just what they are. My nana told me that when she was young during wartime and there was rationing, that everyone got, if you were lucky, 1 egg per person per week in your rations. So if you got a chance to actually have your egg, your 1 egg, you wanted to make that egg sing as much as you possibly could. So things like Dippy Eggs and Soldiers happened where they became a spectacle or an event or something to enjoy rather than just, a scramble or a fried egg. Whenever I feel sad or whenever I want to think of my grandmother, I have a Dippy Egg and Soldier. And if you can have something as simple and easy to prepare as this, which gives you such an emotional reaction, I think it's a really special thing.
So this is my first time having a soft-boiled egg. I don't know if you could tell by my inability to cut the top off of it. I also didn't have a soft-boiled egg cup. I think this might be a wine cup for a baby. I'm not sure. Whoa. It feels a little naughty to have yolk like this. It's so rich and yummy. Whoa. I really liked what Megan was saying about how during the war, when eggs were rationed, this was a way to really let the dish itself shine. And I totally understand what she means. Having it like this is a very different experience, eating an egg like this versus eating it in an omelet. It's all about the egg. I think a lot of people get really nervous about salmonella with undercooked eggs. I don't know. I'm just not, I'm not worried, but maybe that's famous last words. We'll see. What do I do with the white that's on the inside? Should I get a spoon? I got this very tiny spoon. Well, the egg white is cooked. So I feel like this was a good way to start this whole episode, This is an egg-forward dish. Egg dishes. Okay, we're gonna have another one.
My name is Merve and I am from Melbourne, Australia. The dish I want to share with you all today is called chilbur. Chilbur is basically a poached egg dish which consists of garlic yogurt poured on top and then paprika butter which is poured on top of that. The way we poach the eggs is a little bit different. We actually use a shallow pan and then we just crack the egg directly into the water and just let it cook away. The consistency of the egg yolk does not matter. It's completely up to the person's own preference. Recipes for this dish actually date back to the 15th, 16th, 17th century Ottoman Empire, where it was being cooked for Ottoman sultans for breakfast particularly and the midday meal. It's very warm from the hot eggs and the warm butter and paprika, and at the same time it's cold from the yogurt, and it tastes even better when you eat it with bread. The flavor of this dish is very reminiscent of Turkish flavors. It is flavors that I've grown up with, such as garlic yogurt and paprika butter. It is the two ingredients that my mum basically poured over everything. So it's a very familiar, warm flavor, and I genuinely really enjoy it.
Another breakfast dish, but after this, there are no more breakfast dishes. It smells amazing, and also, did we know about poaching an egg like that in a pan? Because I didn't, and my life is irrevocably changed, and I'm never poaching an egg in deep water ever again. Wait, that looks kind of good. Oh my god. Oh my god, my egg is perfect. Oh, look at that. Did we also know that paprika butter was a thing that should be going on literally everything? What? Oh my god. Oh my god. Okay, everybody, please try this at home. Please. This is outrageously delicious. The garlic yogurt has this nice kind of like cool palate thing going on with the hot egg, and the paprika butter this should be illegal. It tastes so good. I totally understand why Ottoman royalty would have been like,
Chilbur for breakfast, please.
and everyone would have been like, yep, this is a dish for royalty. Merve, honestly, thank you. This is spectacular.
Hi everyone, Sawadee krap tuk kon. My name is Ben, I'm Thai American, and I live in Boulder, Colorado. The Thai dish that I wanted to share with you today is called Kai Luk Khoi. Kai means egg, and Luk Khoi means son-in-law, so Kai Luk Khoi literally translates to son-in-law eggs. It's a pretty well-known dish in Thailand, and it's basically deep-fried, hard-boiled eggs topped with a sauce that's made from tamarind, fish sauce, and palm sugar, as well as crispy fried shallots, cilantro, and either fresh sliced or whole roasted dried chilies. Thai cuisine usually involves combining a whole lot of different ingredients to get a really wide palette of flavors in one dish. But this sauce, it really achieves that wide palette of flavors with just 3 ingredients. It was traditionally served as part of like a wedding engagement ceremony to basically show the family of a potential son-in-law that a bride could cook using various cooking culinary methods. Personally, I like to make Kai Luk Khoi as finger food for parties and serve it as a kind of like Thai-style deviled eggs. So if you're looking to kind of branch out your exploration of Thai cuisine, I really suggest trying to make this dish because it's really, really delicious. Thank you so much. ขอบคุณมากนะครับ
Okay, well, that was my first time deep frying an egg. It was awesome. Very, very exciting. I was very nervous that because I had ripped that hole in the white that it would be a big mistake, but turned out okay. My entire house smells like fish sauce, which I enjoy. Hopefully my neighbors do too. Oh my god. Whoa. That sauce is so good. I've never had anything like this. Oh my gosh. Ben was saying that he serves these in lieu of deviled eggs, and yes, I'm going to be making these again. 100%. Oh my god. I feel like manic, it's so good. I think that the one thing that most people might not have is the tamarind paste, but it lasts forever. You make that purchase once and you can use it in so many different recipes. I actually use it to make tamarind chutney for Indian food. It's actually cheaper than buying it. And now I will be making this sauce as well, for sure. The deep fried egg, it's interesting. Like, the white is obviously what's crunchy, but it's not like crispy because obviously there's no bread coating or flour coating on it, but it's so good. I told Bridget I was gonna save some for him, and I like really want to eat these too. I'm eating one more. I have to save this for Bridget. I'm so bummed. Stupid sharing.
Hi, my name is Mona. I live in Potsdam, Germany, and the dish I want to share with you is called Senfeier, so mustard eggs in English. Mustard eggs are eaten for lunch or for dinner, and they are hard-boiled eggs served with a mustard sauce and mashed potatoes. The dish was very common in East Germany, so the former GDR, and was more of a peasant food, so nowadays many people don't like to cook it anymore. I like personally this dish very much because it reminds me of my childhood. My parents used to make it very often during the week for dinner after a long work day, or on Saturdays when we spent the whole day outside, and it's just a very, very quick and easy dish that brings me back to nice memories with my parents. I think mustard eggs are not what you typically envision thinking about German cuisine, but that's what I like about it. That it's a typical dish from the former GDR, and so the part of German culture that many people like to forget about. It's just a very quick dish that you can make with the things you already have at home, and therefore I like it very much. So, guten Appetit und lasst es euch schmecken, which means bon appetit, and I hope you enjoy it in German.
I have hard-boiled eggs in a mustard sauce. This kind of does feel like if you went to a fancy restaurant and you saw on the menu deconstructed deviled eggs, like this could be that. The sauce gave me a little bit of trouble though. So, you know, I think my sauce is a bit thick, but I don't know. The mustard sauce tastes good though. I almost maybe should have put more mustard in it. I didn't serve it with any of the side dishes because I'm just kind of trying the eggs, but I can totally get, you add potatoes and you add salad, the sauce can become like the dressing for the salad a little bit, and it'll mix in with the potatoes and make them like yum 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 yum, very delicious. I am a huge fan of dill. I love dill. Of all of the herbs, dill is my favorite herb, and I think a lot of people don't feel the same, which is very surprising. Very surprising. I think dill makes everything better. Oh yeah, see? That big piece of dill made it better. I would say that this is good. I think maybe this is not my favorite though. It's hard because that Thai egg dish was like really crazy delicious. And I feel like I flew too close to the sun. You know what I mean? It's still a delicious dish, and the idea, if you like deviled eggs, this is like a really cool concept of like a deconstructed version of them. Okay, one final egg dish.
Hello everybody, my name is Sanjeevani Mahendale and I'm from Bengaluru, India. The dish I would like to share with you all is egg burji. Egg burji is basically India's take on scrambled eggs. and lies on more of a spicy and savory side of the taste palette, and hence makes it a great starter dish. It has pretty basic ingredients. It only takes eggs, onions, and tomatoes along with green chilies and some other spices to make it. The conversation with respect to egg being a vegetarian dish or not is slightly complicated, and hence we Indians have come up with this term called eggitarians, who are basically vegetarians who only consume egg. I love this dish because it is pretty easy to make and yet tastes delicious and fancy. And also, you can get as creative as you want with the ingredients. It immediately takes me back to the time when my parents and I used to have it with some Coke or 7 Up and celebrated small occasions at home. I hope you all like this dish. And Tindu Maja Madi, which means eat and have fun.
Final egg dish. Da-na-na-na-na-na. This one's egg burji. You might, if you are a frequent viewer of the channel, remember the word burji from when we made paneer burji the other day.
पनीर की सबसे सिंपल डिश होती है पनीर भुर्जी जो बहुत आसानी से बन जाती है.
The cool thing about burji is you can really do a lot with it. You can make it obviously with paneer, you can make it with egg, you can make it with tofu. Burji just kind of means like scrambled, right? So these are very fancy scrambled eggs, but I feel like this is more of a lunch or dinner dish. I have had it for breakfast, but when you taste it, you'll see why. There's a lot of flavor and it's so good. I wish I had bread. I wish I had a lot of things. I don't have any of my like accoutrements for this. I just have a big bowl of eggs right now. I think that this is a really great dish. You know when you're kind of feeling really lazy and you're like,
Ugh, I don't want to make dinner. What am I gonna do?
you can make this and it doesn't feel like you're just having scrambled eggs for dinner, like at all. Some of us don't have all of these spices, which is honestly quite understandable. If you wanted to try this, I do recommend there's a spice blend that you can buy at an Indian grocery store called Kitchen King. And in essence, what it is a pre-made mix of a lot of the most common Indian spices. And so when you're starting out and wanting to cook Indian food, but you're not ready for the spice investment, you can just use that. This is delicious. Ugh. It's like weird to talk to yourself and eat. This egg episode really only happened because all of you really wanted me to do egg dishes. I didn't think that it was gonna be as interesting as it was, even at the start. I think if you remember, I was like,
oh, like we only have chicken egg dishes.
Past Barrel, you were wrong. This was totally an adventure in eggs. I feel like I had eggs prepared in so many different ways. I learned how to deep fry an egg, how to poach an egg, even though I had previously
Claimed that I know how to poach an egg. I obviously didn't know how to poach an egg, and that was me like lying to myself.
This, for me, has been a very enjoyable egg experience. I didn't even plan that. That just came out naturally. I'm gonna end on a high note with that. I will see you all in my next video.